So, I've been processing. Do you ever do that? Process your emotions? It's like my favorite thing to do. And just realizing how perfect everything really is. If you remain conscious long enough, you become aware of it. How life is not really working against you, it's working for you. And I was realizing that all the challenges that I have in life, there's things that I struggle with. And they won't go away because it's nothing that can be taken away, taken back, reversed. Life has happened. And they tug at me. And I was having a moment of gratitude and just, acknowledging the universe for giving me the synchronicities that it's been giving me today. Really communicating and realizing that all of my challenges, everything has been created and detailed specifically for me to keep me conscious, to keep me awake, to keep my focus so much on it that it wakes me out of other programmings and it doesn't let me fall into new ones. Anything that tugs at your heart, it hurts, but it's tugging at a very special place. The real brain of our bodies. And it calls us to consciousness. It makes us question things. It makes us analyze, configure, declutter, choose and unchoose certain things. And it's really a beautiful process. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. We just forget to look at things in a positive manner. We look at everything as if it's happening to us and we can't control it, and why, or why me, or why do I have to deal with this, or why do I have to get over this, or why do I have to learn how to accept certain things. And it's really just, making us rise to the occasion, making us, become strong, stay awake, learn the power of the consequences of actions, the power of results, the power of change, the power of gratitude, the power of changing your mind, the power of forgiveness, the power of love, the power of changing your perspective. Things only hurt when you stay stuck on one version of things. The most immature, infant version of things. As you process and you go through it and you realize the way that the universe works and how what you thought were negatives actually help a lot of things fall into place. And without it, you could picture, how things may be, may not be, but you never really know. But based off of these changes, you know exactly how it made your life go, how it made certain things go, how it manipulated and directed certain situations. And you have to really stop and try to look at it from source point of view. You didn't expect that one. You should see another point of view, or from the outside looking in, or, what I like to do is to start looking at things the way that other people see them, and then lead it back to source, in order to, because that process is what actually allows me to change my perspective, because I have enough information. Just switching, you can't just switch. Why? You don't believe that. You're affected, right? You're shocked. You're hurt. You have been impacted. You have had an impact from a situation. It's trauma, it's shock to the brain, to the system, to understanding, to the heart, to everything. You're shutting down because you feel that it's happening to you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. So a great technique is, I start thinking, well, how will my mother look at this? If she was looking from the outside looking in, not as my mother, but from the outside looking in at another. That gives me real perspective, because it's not connected to me. Then I think what she would say to me and what I would agree with. And then I go to my father, and I go to my sister and my brother and my other brother, and I go to, a friend, I go to, other family members, I go to, people that I admire, look up to, or I think about, like, if I was being interviewed, what would that person, think, or what would they ask me? How would they judge me? And I just go around and around these different perspectives, this threefold perspective on each person. And I learned so much about the subject. That's the universe saying, yep. Listen, I learned so much about the subject that by the time I come back around to my perspective, I'm like, wow, that's deep. And I really appreciate everything. I'm thankful for everything, because they say that God only gives you what he knows you can handle. And I really believe that to be true. And everything is given to us in little baby steps, like little baby steps. One thing and another thing. We're just like, oh my gosh, another thing. It's because if it all came at once, you're not ready for that type of download, that type of, awakening, that type of, just like overload of information for you to change and wake up and, like, here's the truth, bam, wake up. We can't handle it. Our minds, our brains are not equipped. No, they're equipped. They get overwhelmed because we're not used to using our brains the way that we used to. We don't, we don't plant our own fruits and vegetables. We don't go hunt. We don't, build. We don't, the way that we used to. I'm talking about, like, pyramids and, like, Rome, just the detail in architecture, the detail that went into everything. Like, now everything is just like box houses, okay? Little decored prisons. And then, unless you have a lot of money, or you're, an architect yourself, then you can create all the fancy stuff, or you're building a hotel, or, something, just extravagant. Like, you don't get the work. You don't get the detail. You don't get the effort anymore. But back then, we really thought about everything. When you think of hieroglyphics, history was painted on the walls. Didn't depend on paper. Language was still being figured out, mastered, and, like, proof was left for us of everything. They can burn our books, our paper, social media, the internet could just have this like crash that can never be undone, and everything will be deleted. Our whole existence would be deleted. The only thing that would last is anything that we've engraved into stone or that can really withstand the test of time. Maybe a lot of creations, but a lot of who we are now is kind of, uploaded. Yeah. Our pictures are all on our phone, on our cloud. They're not in, regular Polaroids like they used to be. Nothing is. So, because our minds are not really working that way, and now we're in the social media era where everything is being fed to us, we're not really thinking. I struggle with this a lot with my daughter. I'm bored. I'm bored with my son too when he was smaller. I'm bored. Like, man, I got you every toy, every gadget. Like, what? You're bored? Go read. Do some homework. They will always dislike that answer and get frustrated with me, and eventually I would give in and give them a creative idea, because the mind craves something creative. Nothing that they have, nothing that we have when we're young, if you have it all, really stimulates the mind, like thinking for yourself and creating. And that's why children get bored. However, if it's not instilled, if it's not taught, if mom's not there, mom's working, they're at the babysitter, the daycare, whatever, they don't get to figure that out. So they're always just like doing the next thing, or they just go to sleep. So by the time that you're hit with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like things at a time, the brain is not like, it doesn't have the real strategic thinking skills that it needs in order to figure things out. And that's why things come in little bits and pieces for us, for our pace, for what we can handle. And, I think that it's a blessing that we have been created with so much thought in mind. And that is the proof that there is a bigger energy at work, working with us, for our growth, trying to help us graduate this test on Earth. Earth is a school where you learn how to think and feel in different perspectives in order for you to lead in a higher plane and help create, become a co-creator. So just, look around today. Look around your home. If you're driving, look at your kids, look at your closet. If you're going to cook, look at your fridge, what you're going to make, the seasonings you're going to use, the fruits or vegetables that you're going to use, Think about all the friends you've made throughout life, all the times you've laughed, all the magical moments that you've had in your life. If you can remember when you were little, the first time that you saw the beach, or running towards it, playing in it, almost drowning in it, the waves, that freeness, that love for life, no care in the world. Try to remember, what's your youngest memory? Is it beautiful? Is it not? Is there a bigger picture that makes the little things that weren't so good actually beautiful and help build character, your personality, your strength, your attitude. You know, how all these things have contributed to your life, your beautiful life. How at any moment, if you feel down, if you're depressed, if you're overwhelmed, you can go outside and just take a walk and look up at the sky and look at all the beautiful trees just waving around with that breeze and all the flowers looking up and the people walking and people that say hi, nod. I love your shoes. I love your outfit. Anything. Just all the beauty that is waiting for you out there. Literally waiting for you to just clock in and say, right now I'm going to change my mood. I'm going to change my perspective. It's all waiting to dance for you, dance with you. And it's a daily reminder that life is not happening to us. We're stuck in our minds, stuck on a problem, giving it too much time and attention, making it bigger than it is, instead of trying to understand what the concept really is of what's going on. And how outside there's a whole world moving and grooving and going and going and going, just waiting for you to step into a lane. And not just change your perspective, but change other people's perspective. The power of influence, to go out there and say, hey, I really love your shoes. Where'd you get that top? Your puppy is so cute. Oh my gosh, a baby. Wow, how old is she? You guys look cute together. If someone's looking down, hey, have a blessed day. God is great. Don't forget to smile. Or how about this for a change of perspective? If they're down, say, you have a beautiful smile. I love your smile. Have a good day. Just wake people up. Oh, thank you. Oh, everyone is waiting for someone or something to help wake them up. So if you do it, then you're the change. And at any moment, you can step outside of your safe haven and change people's lives by being aware, conscious, using your brain, figuring out what's going on, if someone's happy, if they're not, connecting, making sure that everyone gets that stop in a program. You're that powerful, positive virus on the internet, okay? That's what you are. Everyone's just going along with their day. And the minute that you say something, you stop, you spark a conversation, you give a compliment, everyone has to stop. Oh, and clock into you for that moment. So be mindful of how the universe and this world is clocking into you and waking you up continuously with little things, step by step, to keep you awake along the way so that you don't completely fall into a program. And appreciate that life is happening for you, and go out there and help make it happen for other people. Use your voice, your presence, and everything that comes out of your mouth as an instinctual choice to benefit the greater good. For in return, that's great karma. The universe sees that you're a great student of life, and it will give you more synchronicities and more blessings. And that, my love, is how you change perspective and create abundance. Become aware of it. You're loved. Your shoes are cute. I love your outfit. Your baby is beautiful. And I love your smile. Have a good day.